Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be talking XRP's price action, what's been going on most recently and all that wonderful stuff. But we'll also be jumping into some on-chain data for XRP, taking a look at what's been going on there as well. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tapping the bell, selecting all the notifications will keep you up to date with all the XRP video content that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description below. Right, let's make a start here. So this is XRP paired up with USDT on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 spot exchange, 1 hour time frame. So these are the micro movements. As you can kind of see here, we were expecting this move to the downside, where we were kind of targeting out the 46.877 to 47.541. Now we actually got this break to the upside a little bit. This is because we were coiling up, as you can kind of see here, finding good support on our 250 EMAs, and we saw this break to the upside. However, we haven't yet breached the high here. Okay, the high coming in at 49.582. Until that is done, all we've done here is essentially just moved up our target range. We are still technically in a three-wave pattern to the downside here, and as you can kind of see that fair value gap that sits inside there. So although it's great that we kind of have started to move back up a little bit here, it's not all fantastic news because we need to breach higher than 49.582 to kind of prevent ourselves coming down into a new local-ish low here. Again, these are all micro movements that have very little impact on the bigger macro, so we'll talk about that in a moment. It does look like momentum is shifting back to the upside, which is great because it does mean that we are potentially going to start seeing another run up higher here for XRP, and we will probably break the 49.582, meaning that we can kind of bin off our low expectation on that C wave and start talking about that next bigger one to the upside. And this is more apparent when you start taking a look at this on the daily time frame, where you can kind of see here it's at 61.78 to 66.65. That's the target range, and all these little micro movements that are going on here are just noise in generally in pushing us in that direction. So for the most part, everything's looking okay on the macro scale. It's just these micro movements messing around a little bit and just grabbing liquidity where it sees it and all that kind of stuff. Again, the fair value gaps are also a bit of an interesting tell. We talk about those quite a bit, so we can jump over to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, for example, go to the trade section, go to spot trading, go to XRP USDT pair. And basically this is going to bring up your trading view charts with all the drawings on it, as you can kind of see here. And of course, you know, you can see the fair value gap, that one that we're just talking about. And this is created from the imbalances in the order books. Essentially, you've got too many buy orders, not enough sellers. So too many buyers, not enough sellers create this pocket of liquidity, or pocket of illiquidity, an area in price where there isn't enough liquidity to fulfill those orders, so price moves to where it can find it and it leaves behind a gap. The gap is called a fair value gap, and price likes to go back down, or more specifically, the market likes to put liquidity back where liquidity was not. Now obviously, when we talk about liquidity, this is a term that I think everybody in the XRP community should know about, and if you don't, you need to go and do some research on liquidity. Maybe Smart Money Concepts is a good place to kind of go. I did a whole course on this as well, so you can check out membership.𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, but we'll talk more about that in a second. And for the most part, like, you know, the liquidity is a key piece of the puzzle, right? Supply, demand, liquidity, these things are the things that are actually moving the price action, and it's important that we kind of get a good handle on them. So fair value gaps will get filled out at some point in the future. You can see all the historical ones here also getting filled out, and so the one that we've got over here, in my opinion, will get filled in some point soon. So let's jump over into our website then. So this is basically membership.𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. This is our membership website where you can become a member, and by becoming a member you get access to lots of different things: exclusive videos, the course material, so as I said, Smart Money Concepts, right? So you can get that there. All of the written articles, reviews, airdrops, all that kind of stuff is there. Exclusive perks such as the zones that I think many altcoins are going to be going to for accumulation. You've got exclusive on-chain data for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and many more to come with that as well. Now, obviously, the plans are a little bit complicated, so I'm going to try to briefly explain this. Essentially, you have a base plan, then you have different kinds of perks that you can get added onto that. Okay, so for example, we have just the basic base plan as $14.99, and then you've got base plan plus traders perks. This comes in at $24.98. Then you've got base plan plus alerts perks. This is $19.98. Then you've got base, alerts, and trader at $29.97. And again, those are also annual pay. You can do those annually if you want as well. Then there's something called a mega pack, which is basically your base plan, your trader plan, your alert plan, the exclusive data, and the educational elements. That's $49.99. Now, what I will say is that you can buy just the base plan and then buy the data perk. You could buy just the base plan and then the education perk, right? But if you wanted the base plan and alerts and data, then you have to first of all buy the base plan and alerts. I'm going to make this a little bit easier. Basically, essentially what you have to do is you have to buy the data perk and the education perk after you've actually got a base plan sorted, okay? And there are basically 4 different base plans to choose from: base on its own, base plus trader, base plus alerts, base plus trader and alerts. Okay, those are the kind of the 4 basic ones. Once you've got that sorted though, you'll have access into the XRP data. And when you click into the XRP data, it will load up the reports for you. So you actually explore at your leisure. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it on the screen just ever so slightly better. And here you've got an overview, right? This gives you all the kind of the overview picture of XRP, right? What was the all-time high, at least as per the data that I've pulled. We then have how many days it's been since the all-time high, the percentage that it's down from its all-time high, the gas fee, the average transaction value being $6,000, the fees that were paid in the last 24 hours in XRP, which is only 2,386 XRP, which is just astonishing to me. The actual fees in USD is $1,167, and it was $1,167 to pay for 937,000 transactions, which is just mind-blowing. There are 29,000 active addresses out of the 4.6 million total addresses, $26 billion market cap, $52.2 billion circulating supply. Lots of interesting things, right? Now, we can take a look at liquidations for XRP. We can see $332,000 of liquidations occurred for Bitcoin in the last for XRP in the last 24 hours. Binance being the biggest platform for XRP liquidations, coming in at $177,000. 50.86% were long and 49.14% were short. So it's actually a reasonably balanced market on XRP. Very small liquidations as well, nothing major. But the real stuff really comes in when we start diving down into wallet counts, what's actually been going on when it comes to the people buying and selling XRP, right? And it's important because if we start taking a look at, okay, well, how much XRP do most people have in their wallets, right? And we start thinking, okay, well, a lot of people aspire to 1,000, specifically on the lower side of the spectrum, right? There are 831,000 wallets with 1,000 XRP in them, right? 10,000 XRP or more, 269,000 wallets, 100,000 XRP or more, 33,502 wallets, and 1 million XRP or more, we have 2,124 wallets, right? And what's really interesting to me about the wallet count stuff is that we can see that for XRP, it's not following the kind of similar patterns that you'd see with Bitcoin, for example. XRP has a very strong community behind it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always pockets of buying and selling. Everything has to balance, right? You can't just have all wallet counts on the app. But what you are seeing here is a broader distribution of XRP, meaning there are many more larger wallets now than ever before, right? And we can see this within our chart here. Now, what I will do is I will make this a little bit easier to spot. I'm going to standardize the colors so that we don't have different or we do have different colors for the wallet counts versus the price action, right? So the black line here at the moment is the price and the dark gray is the wallet counts, right? And so as we can kind of see, we have had this kind of move to the upside on the 1 million XRP or more side of things. It's been quite aggressive, right? Over the last 180 days, it's 2.12% increase. From a 100,000 point of view, it's increased 5.36% over that 180 days. From a 10,000 XRP standpoint, it's increased 8.63%. From a 1,000 standpoint, it's 8.29%. So all in all, as we can kind of see, we have a fantastic XRP community that over the last 180 days have been accumulating XRP, and at quite a decent rate. So most wallets here on the kind of 1,000, 10,000 and 100,000 are up very, very significantly. Even the 1 million XRP per wallet is up 2.12% over that 180-day period, right? Slightly down in the last 7 days at 0.28%. So there's a little pockets of selling in places, but for the most part, we can see and we can acknowledge that the XRP army is holding very, very nicely and are holding very, very strongly on their front of their wallets, right? There's a little bit of distribution in places, but for the most part, it's great to see that the XRP community are really holding strong and still accumulating XRP at these rates. Because, you know, I do think that the case is coming to an end, right? The SEC versus Ripple, and it's going to provide clarity to XRP. And I think that's why we see such aggressive accumulation within these wallets as well. There's a true belief that XRP is going to be changing the world, specifically from a monetary transfer point of view, i.e., cross-border payments and various other things that are going on. They even have NFTs on the ecosystem, right? And all the way through to a lot of the use cases that will materialize over the coming years, right? And so there's a great belief that XRP will get clarity and will be utilized, and that's very clear from this data. It just shows us that the XRP community haven't wavered. They haven't got scared off, right? There was little pockets of fear, of course, back in 2020 when 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓 dropped the lawsuit. You can even see that in here. If I shoot this back to early 2021 and bring this in to late 2020. So I'm just going to take a look at those last couple of quarters. You can see here that the number of wallets that had 1 million dropped from 2020 down here to sorry, that's the wrong number, dropped from 1,796 down to 1,562, sorry. And you can see, it essentially dropped down in this period, negative 7.17%, right? But it does start to increase rapidly afterwards. And the same thing can be said for many of these others. There's pockets of fear in there, right? Drop down quite significantly, but then starts to climb up again. Okay, so it's interesting. But for where we are at the moment, if I shoot this back to like 22 and 2023, you can see that there was some aggressive selling going on, and now they're starting to accumulate again, specifically at the 100,000 and on the 1 million level, right? So interesting stuff nonetheless here. But one of the things I would say is that we see a pretty good accumulation here on the wallet side of things. Very steady, holding strong, and that's a good indication of the XRP community and their beliefs in XRP long term. Now, when we take a look at that on a daily time frame and we start thinking, okay, well, how much is that lawsuit really going to affect? At the moment, we can see moves up towards 79.91 and 93.76. I think when that case comes to an end, that we're going to dwarf this. It's going to completely smash past it. The FOMO is going to be very, very strong when that happens. Now, that could be that the SEC lose, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗔𝗡𝗪's lawsuit finally comes to an end. Maybe even 𝗕𝗫𝒄𝒠 gets fired because it's his responsibility and he'll be used as the scapegoat for the reason and the rationale behind the loss. And then of course BlackRock's ETF on Bitcoin maybe gets approved, and the next thing we are in a bullish market, right? There's a recipe here for a catalyst for a bull market. I don't think we're in a bullish market yet. I think they have the components all there, but we just need to see the actions get implemented so that everything in that cooking pot can boil and we can start to actually see things materialize. We're getting close to something big, just not there yet. Okay, so let me know what your thoughts are on all of this down in the comments below. Are you as bullish as I am on XRP? And what do you think the future is on XRP? And what do you think the settlement's likely to be? Do you think it's going to be that Ripple win, SEC win, or a settlement will be there? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and guys, why not become a member? Check out membership.𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗍𝒑𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀𝒀😂📂 into the description below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day. We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to risk your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.